wasn't recording the entire time. Do you have something to say, Jinxie? Wow. Yes, girly pops. It's Finny. I'm back with another reaction video. Oh god. Okay, I already recorded some of this, but no, I didn't. We are going to take a look at Amberlynn's newest upload called I Have Bad News, weigh-in episode 2. Okay, cool, great, awesome. It's exactly what I asked for. So let's get into this video, shall we?
Hello, welcome to a new weigh-in video. So this weigh-in video is going to be very different than the usual because I also have very bad news. So it took me a while to really process this, but I don't want to lose weight. I don't want to be a YouTuber. Thankfully, I have a job lined up, so we're good. I did the interview, it was hecticana.
Oh, we really do need to get her a new word to use. Can you find a new girlfriend who has a different catchphrase? Thanks. If she really was being truthful, because, by the way, it's April 2nd today, in case y'all didn't know. Guess what yesterday was when she filmed this? That's right, our quirky girly pop is trolling us. We're little April Fools. So, even if this wasn't a joke and she actually did have a job lined up, she would have to have a job that was like a waitress or work in customer service or a call center or an office, because she doesn't have any experience in the workforce. She had some with Destiny, but that was so minuscule. And what is she going to say? I've been a YouTuber for 11 years. How is that translating into anything applicable within a job? Unless you were a social media manager or something, then I guess. And there's nothing wrong with being a waitress or working in customer service. I certainly did both, but she couldn't handle it. Those are very tough jobs. Very demanding. I literally would never go back to working as a waitress. Anyone who does, they are the backbone of this country.
I was so nervous, but I did get the job. I started yesterday. It was okay. It was different. Having to take an Uber to work every day is definitely gonna suck, but that's okay. And it was an Uber XL, so I won't be suing Uber because the person was like, hop right in. They didn't seem to judge me, so
You're so funny. That is so culturally, pop culture relevant, very timely joke.
Uber over here. And it's now that I know that there's Uber XLs, it's I don't need to lose weight. I have a job that I get to go to every single day. I get to be myself. I don't have to count calories or points or...
Imagine Amberlynn coming into your job and being herself. No. I definitely would have gotten into a fight with her within an hour.
Worry, I can just be me and just live the rest of my life off the internet, and I'm deleting all my social medias. I'm deleting Instagram, I'm deleting TikTok. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be different, and I'm gonna go in seclusion. And the only people that I'm going to talk to are the people that I either meet at my job or my mom, and I'm just done with it all.
She's joking, but there's some truth in comedy. So, honestly, you do live in seclusion. You really don't do anything. The only people you interact with are the people at your job. So the people who comment on your videos and the members in your member only live stream, which I heard some shit about how you rage quit because people were calling you out about things and were like, can you stop talking about this? And you rage quit. Awesome work, Ambie. But you really only talk to those people and your mom. So where's the joke?
You guys. I'm joking. April Fools. Today is April 1st for me. Oh. I don't know if I've ever done an April Fool's joke on YouTube before. I mean, for you guys, it's the second.
You are just so delightful and funny. Your personality is just so quirky.
That's when this video is going to go up. But I mean, some of you might watch it on the 3rd or 4th or 5th, and you're going to be so confused. Today is April 1st.
Who is going to be confused at this? Honestly, who in the world would be confused at this? You are not that good of an actress, Ambie. That's why people can tell when you're fake crying.
That was an April Fool's joke. I am joking. I am not leaving YouTube. I am here to lose weight. I am here to entertain you all. Oh my god, April.
when does the entertainment start?
I hope I didn't scare anybody. Holy. So please
Oh, I
don't be
was
mad at me. Please don't be
frightened.
mad at me. So let's get into this video. I just want to start off by saying the no diet is out the door.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you guys? That was going to come up so quick. That actually ended faster than I thought. But it's the cycle. The cycle begins anew. She does the intuitive eating where she's like, I'm going to eat whatever I want, whenever I want. And then she realizes that she gained like 20 pounds and she's like, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, I should probably do a like actual weight loss program. And then she'll do some sort of crash diet and she won't be successful at that either. And then we're going to get something new. And yeah, it just keeps going around and around, just like usual. I am unsurprised.
This is a huge reset and we're completely starting over. So before I get into my 5 questions, I do want to say something that happened in my last weigh-in video when I was talking about how semaglutide is not FDA approved. People were like, Amberlynn, semaglutide is Ozempic. So yes, duh. I'm fully aware of that. I have mentioned that ad nauseum in past videos while taking semaglutide. But
oh my god. Is she watching my channel? Amber? Oh my god. Hey, welcome, girly. That's crazy because I don't know if anyone else mentioned it, but I was going off on her for being like, semaglutide is not FDA approved. And I was like, Ozempic and Wegovy are. What are you talking about? This like just proves that no matter how small the channel is, Amber's going to watch if her name is in it. Oh my god. Hey.
what I am talking about is compounded semaglutide. That is not FDA approved. That is actually the opposite of FDA approved. The FDA is actually like, you guys need to be aware because some of this is very unsafe. So I'm sorry I didn't say compounded semaglutide in my last weigh-in, but I thought everyone knew what I was talking about because
No, hold on. What is she saying?
I've only ever taken compounded.
Okay, no, I'm not subscribing to that. You were talking about semaglutide as a whole. You never said compounded semaglutide. So you're talking about semaglutide at the same time that you're talking about Ozempic. So for you to say semaglutide is not FDA approved is misinformation because Ozempic and Wegovy are. Other formulations, other compounds, yeah, no, they're not. Obviously the ones you get off of like websites or whatever, those are not FDA approved. But you saying, oh, well, I just thought you guys would understand what I meant. No, you have to specify. When you're talking about medications, you have to specify what you mean. So, for example, if I came on here and I was like, oh my God, I took Tylenol and it made me feel so loopy. I felt high. I was really out of it. And then people are like, well, I've never had that experience with Tylenol. What are you talking about? Tylenol doesn't have those side effects. And I came on, I was like, well, I was talking about Tylenol 3, you know, like Tylenol with codeine. I thought you guys would have known that because like I was saying how I felt high. So I thought you would have known. No, you have to come on here and specify the difference. This stuff gets really like irritating to me because I have like 13 years of pharmaceutical knowledge under my belt. So it gets to me when people are just throwing out shit like this. You have to be specific. You have to say what you mean in specifics because there are differences. All of these have the active ingredient of semaglutide. So you need to say whether you are talking about Ozempic or Wegovy or a compounded semaglutide that is different. I just think it's so funny to know that she is probably watching some of my videos and like also I talked about her saying ad nauseum and she says it again. Like I'm not trying to pat my own back. It's just like it's a constant with her that she watches anything that has to do with her and she loves watching reaction channels. So hey, Ambie, glad to have you as a fan.
Semaglutide. When I sit here and I say that I'm taking semaglutide, it's because it's compounded. All right, let's get into the 5 questions. Do you still spend $3,000 on takeout like you used to? No, I don't because I am now a single girly. That's just me. So when I was spending $3,000 on takeout, it was also because I was in a relationship with Beck. We both.
So we're just going to skip over Jade and Emily. We're just going to skip over them because I guarantee you that when you were with Emily, you were spending quite a bit on takeout because that feeder was shoving food down your gullet. I guarantee it. You're trying to tell me that the dark feeder was not doing that? We watched you. We watched you eat a bunch of takeout and other snack foods that you ordered. And then with wifey, you ordered a bunch of food as well. But no, it's definitely like, it's just with Beck. It's just with Beck. No. Definitely, only them.
Both would have takeout multiple times a day. So I was also spending money on takeout for them. So now it's like cut in half. So now, yeah, I probably spend over $1,000 on takeout a month. I do. But with my goal to actually have less.
No. No, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying what you're selling. You're telling me that it's cut in half, that $1,500 every month was because of Beck? No, ma'am. And we have evidence to prove it, because when you did the Taco Bell challenge, or whatever the hell you want to call it, Beck was struggling to finish all the tacos, and you were giving them a hard time because they couldn't. You're like, really? You can't finish that? Well, you housed 6 tacos. And then when Beck was like, no, I like to take my time and eat, because you were like, you eat so slow. You were like, but if you eat faster, you get more. So you're trying to tell me that Beck is the reason that you had $3,000 a month worth of takeout? No. Nope.
Less takeout, I will be obviously saving money on that. But no, I haven't spent $3,000 a month on takeout in years. Is you getting cancer really related to your weight? Yes, it is. Because me being so morbidly obese, I always had irregular menstrual cycles. So I would go months and months without a period, and then randomly I would like bleed for a month straight. And it was like that ever since I got a period. And when I first got my period, I was 12 years old. From that point on, there was never a regular cycle for me. For me, irregular was normal. Irregular was my regular, if that makes sense. But as a female, you are supposed to shed your lining every single month. And when that wasn't happening, the lining was just constantly building up.
This is actually true. So when you have irregular periods and you're not getting them, and you aren't going through like menopause where things just stop, you can get a condition called endometrial hyperplasia, and it's when the uterine wall just kind of builds up over itself, and then that can lead to an increased risk of endometrial cancer, which is what Amber had. So yeah, this actually is true.
Constant. So my uterine wall was getting extremely thick of lining that I should have been losing. Eventually, cancer cells got into the lining of my uterus, and bam, I got cancer. And when I went into the emergency D&C, where they biopsied my uterine wall, they told me afterwards, they were like, damn girl, that was thick. They didn't say it like that, but you know what I mean. A lot of women my size get uterine cancer. No matter what size you are, you can get it. So my advice to you, and my advice has always been, because of my experience, go to the gyno. I know sometimes it's scary. I know it can make you anxious, because that is how I felt for the longest. There is more like deeper things behind that, because I have gone through SA in my life. I know this is like going on a whole different thing, but I know that's like a big fear.
So here's what I'm going to say. I have 2 points to make about this. If you are someone who has experienced SA at any point in your life and you need to go to a gynecologist, I would find someone that you trust implicitly. When I went to the gyno, I had to really have a good rapport with the person I was seeing. And it is very nerve-wracking when, especially if you have trauma attached to it. But if they are a good doctor, you can discuss it with them. They will be compassionate and understanding. You should make it known that you are suffering from a traumatic experience so they can work with you. I also chose to see only female gynecologists because that's my comfort level. It's not to say that there aren't men out there who are qualified or know what they're doing. I did see one for a different procedure where I had like the next one on implant. I had him remove it, and he was perfectly fine, totally lovely, but it has to do with my comfort level. And I feel like a lot of people who have trauma when it comes to that also feel similarly. So you can also do that. You can request to see like a female gynecologist versus a male. And you don't have to see like your PCP, even though some PCPs will offer pelvic exams. I would definitely go to someone who's a specialist in it. My second point is that I have heard people before who have either not gone through it or maybe have had one exam say that it felt like they were being violated. Do not say that. Especially unless I'm not saying about like victims. I'm saying about in general. Do not say that, especially to people who have been violated. It is so demeaning and belittling to an actual experience of violation. Like, I had someone who said they refused to go see a gynecologist because they felt like it would feel like they were being violated. And going to those appointments is like medical and sterile. Whilst the doctor may have compassion or try and distract you with conversation, it's still medical procedure. So there is still that line between, personal and professional. But I think it's very demeaning to hear things like that. And you shouldn't ever say it to someone who has been through something violating and traumatic.
For me, and having a stranger look at that area and feel that area it feels demeaning. And I know it's scary. But I have learned based on my experience, it's something we need to do as females. How do you feel?
Let me just say this before we jump into whatever next question she is. It is not limited to females. I'm going to use more inclusive terms. So, anyone who has those reproductive parts, anyone who was born assigned female at birth, so anyone who is female, non binary, trans masculine, trans man, anyone under that, please go see a gynecologist. Anyone who has those reproductive parts, I encourage you to see a gynecologist, and I encourage you to find someone who fits and is inclusive as well with your treatment plan.
When people say that the snack plates you have on live stream is you binging. I didn't even know people were saying that, which is kind of crazy because it's literally just like some veggies with like some dip, and like I had like little pretzels. Like, I guess I can show you guys here real quick. All right.
Ew.
I like these balls. Whoa. That is not a binge.
Why do you need to be eating on live stream? Why? Like every single one, too. I don't think your members are paying to watch you eat. We can do that for free on your YouTube channel. They don't need to pay $10 a month to watch it.
Binge, that is a snack. At most, it's like 400 calories. Some could even consider that a meal, but that is not a binge. When I live stream, I don't eat for hours and hours prior to the live stream. So then when I'm actually finally doing a live stream, I'm like, damn, I'm getting hungry. So that live stream moment for me.
So you should eat prior to it because you're wasting your viewers' time and money by sitting there and engorging on your snack food.
Yeah, I like to have a snack. That is not a binge whatsoever. Does the hate online affect your weight? I have always turned to food for comfort. And sometimes the hate online like makes me anxious.
It's our fault, y'all. Once again, she has no responsibility in this. Not her fault at all. It's everyone else's. We're the reason she's over 500 pounds. Okay.
Anxious, or it makes me depressed, or it makes me feel all of these horrific feelings. So I want to turn to things for comfort. And my thing that I like to turn to is food. That has been literally what I have done. I have put myself in survival mode ever since I was a little tiny girl.
I don't know what to say because Amber is like perpetually a victim. She is never out of that victim status. Ever, ever, ever. You're still on survival mode while you're sitting on your ass. You only have to work a couple of hours a week and you make 6 figures. I mean, I don't know if she makes 6 figures anymore, but she was. Do you know what people have to do to make 6 figures? Like in the normal world, not in the YouTubeverse. It's just so frustrating.
Where I would turn to food when I felt scared or depressed, whatever it may be. So sometimes the hate online can absolutely trigger the way that I eat, for sure. That's because I don't know how to like stop that. Like, it is so hard. Like, emotional eating is like sometimes the only thing that helps me feel better. And in return,
I'm an emotional eater. I eat when I'm stressed. It sucks. Like, I'll give her that. I definitely eat when I'm stressed and I eat when I'm bored. And it's hard to stop that, but therapy would help. Shouldn't you be dealing with this in therapy?
if I'm emotional eating or overeating because of these things, then yes, that affects my weight. How much would inpatient cost you? Anywhere between $100,000 to $250,000. That's why when people are like, Amberlynn, get inpatient, and they throw it at me like it's as easy as to like buy an apple and like eat it. I'm sorry, I don't have $250,000 to just throw it inpatient.
You could have saved up for it, and you definitely had. Like, You were making so much money, Amber. You were making tons and tons of money before this. You could have definitely saved. You've moved how many times to how many nice apartments? The only time where I would accept this is when you were with Destiny and you guys were struggling to make ends meet. That's the only time. But after that, during the Beck era, when you were literally throwing money at other people to be your friend, yeah, I don't want to hear it. And the other thing is, like, you can absolutely ask these places if they accept payment plans and whatnot.
I don't, and the insurance I have will not cover inpatient.
Does she have insurance? Where does she get insurance from? And you can talk to your insurance company too about what's available. And, you can talk to a doctor to try and get prior authorizations for treatments that are life or death. I'm not saying right now, like, the state of the world is fucked up. And by the state of the world, I mean the United States. Our healthcare system is in the absolute toilet. There's no getting around it. We are circling the drain, and we will continue to spiral down until, like, we can get out of this administration, which, please continue protesting and voting people who don't have your best interests out of office. It is getting, it's been really serious, but it's getting even worse. It gets worse and worse by the day. There's my political rant for this video.
And even if it did, I would still have to pay probably upwards to $80,000, and I just don't have that. All right, you guys, now let's get into the weigh-in, talk about how my week went, talk about my goals, did I succeed in them, and talk about new goals. This no diet bullshit has been horrible. I literally
could have told you that
like
from the
days.
beginning.
It was like 2 random days, and then for the rest of the week, like, I just was over it. Honestly, something massively triggered me. It was the whole neck cancer situation, and I'm telling you,
once again, we're not going to take any responsibility for our own actions. No, it's someone else. It's or Beck talking about her. It's us being meanies to her. Amber, you're the one whose hand is going in the bag of chips and shoving it in your face. Whilst, yes, stressors can make you want to eat, or maybe you turn to that, it can't be every single time. One of these times, you're going to have to say, oh, maybe it's me. But once again, the narcissism, no, it's never her. She's never the fault. She's never the problem.
In a weird headspace, and I just wanted to eat everything. Again, that goes with, like, me not being able to, like, regulate my emotions and the emotional eating. But I'm just here to be honest. It happened, and this is a whole reset, okay? Act like last week really didn't even happen. So I'm going to start.
No. We're not doing that, because you're the one who introduced this shit to us. You're the one who was like, look at this, like, new schedule I'm doing, you guys. Isn't it so fun? Oh my God. But, like, I'm not going to just ignore an entire week of you falling off the wagon. You do this all the time where you're like, let's just ignore that and we're going to restart day 1 all over again. This is what you do every single time. How many videos of, like, 100-day challenges or 30-day challenges, or I'm going to do this for however many days, have you been like, I failed, so this is actually day 1. Oops, I went off track, so now this is day 1. So we're doing that again. Oops, last week was really bad, so now this is day 1.
Stop this whole no diet bullshit, and I'm going on a diet because I am going to die in a few years if I do not take this seriously now. When my mom...
Yeah, you're just never going to take it seriously, because that's just who you are as a person. Because as soon as the going gets rough, you're like, nah, never mind. Let's switch it up again.
Was taking me grocery shopping, actually. She was like, do you want to stop and get an ice cream cone? And that's something her and I would do frequently. And I literally said no. I was shocked that I said no. I think my mom was shocked that I said no. And no truer words escaped my mouth than in that moment. I literally looked at her and I said, Mom, if I do not lose weight now, I will not be here in a few years. It kind of, like, left the car silent, I'm not gonna lie, because it was kind of heavy. That's kind of a heavy thing to say to your mom. And it's weird because I know my mom really wanted the ice cream cone and she wasn't gonna get one unless I was gonna get one. So then it made me feel guilty and I felt bad because I know she was looking forward to it. So then after, like, grocery shopping was over and, like, I was just, like, chilling, it was like hours later, I'm just, like, sitting at home. I ended up messaging my mom and I was like, I'm kind of craving the ice cream cone now, wink wink. Like, I'm sorry we didn't get one. And my mom was like, no, I'm glad, because not only did you stay on track, but you helped me stay on track.
Oh my God, you are just, like, the most inspirational person on this planet. You were such an inspiration to your mother, so she stayed on track. Wow. Round of applause for Amberlynn for helping out her mother, who definitely needs to lose the weight more than her. Amber, honestly, oh, you skipped out on one ice cream cone. Okay, but then you went home to eat an entire charcuterie board on live stream. One good decision, 77 bad ones to follow.
So I stopped feeling so guilty. That's stupid to feel guilty over like an ice cream cone. But I was feeling guilty because I knew she really wanted one. I know that's like really stupid, but yeah, it's just like no truer words have been spoken. It's like,
No, she wasn't feeling guilty because her mom wanted one. She was feeling upset because she said no and then was like, shit, I should have said yes.
reality. Like if I keep being the size, I'm not going to like live.
Yeah, you already got cancer. And you said before that if you had ever gotten cancer, you would change your entire life. You would change the way you ate. And you got cancer and nothing changed. Not a damn thing changed. You just now have a new excuse in your pocket to be out of control. Well, they spoke about my cancer, so there was nothing I could do but binge eat. Spoke about my cancer, so I had no choice but to misgender and dead name them.
Much longer. I'm just not. And I know that's gruesome, but it's like actual reality. So I'm going to be doing something more structured. I'm going to be counting calories. Yes, I am.
I cannot believe we're doing this again. Counting calories has never worked for you. Not ever. Not once. What do you mean you're counting calories again? This is like the frustration I have with her. Because it's like the same thing. What new information can I possibly add? Because it is the same crap we've seen over and over and over again with her, and nothing is ever going to change. She's going to end up in a pine box 6 feet under. That's the truth of the matter. The harsh reality is that she is never going to get control of her life unless she goes inpatient. She's never going to get control of her life, and she's going to continue to spiral until her mother has to bury her.
I'm going to be using the app Noom, which I've already started and logged, put in my weight. They have lessons on there like that teaches you the psychology behind like why we eat and
yet another little thing for her to fill out and feel like she's doing something when she's doing absolutely nothing. Just like she does with her BPD workbook and what she does with her journaling. Like, nothing. There's no substance behind it. Unless there is visible change, it's just another thing for her to pat herself on the back on for filling out.
teaches you tricks. Like it has so many like mini lessons. It teaches you about nutrition, etc., etc. Like it's honestly such a cool and fascinating app because like I'm sitting over here doing lessons. I'm like doing all the extra credit lessons.
Which, great, wonderful. But what is that doing to get you healthier? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're sitting there, you're playing a game basically on an app and being like, oh, see guys, I am taking my weight seriously. I am doing weight loss stuff. I'm doing all the extra lessons on Noom. What does that do to help you? Absolutely nothing.
And I'm just like learning all types of stuff, but it's a lot of knowledge that I already know. But
because she knows nutrition so well. Because we don't understand nutrition the way she does. When she sees people make unhealthy choices, it just really hurts her. Because they don't understand.
it's nice to have that like extra support. So the calories for it wants me to eat anywhere between 2,600 to like 3,200.
Makes
and that's
sense.
kind of hectic in my opinion. I'm not going to be going anywhere.
What did I say before? That if she ate 2,600, 2,500, even if she ate a 3,000 calorie diet, she would still lose weight because she is eating so much that having that, even that large amount, 26 to 3,600 calories a day, she would lose weight on. If I ate 3,600 calories a day, I would gain so much weight so fast, it wouldn't be funny. But because of how much she eats and her size, she can eat that because that is still considered a deficit for her. She always comes on here and acts like, wow, that is just so much. I need to do like 1,700. No, if you were 250 pounds, you could probably get away with a 2,000 or 1,700 calorie diet. And obviously, like you see on my 600 pound life, they do like a very, very low diet, which is like 1,700 calories. and that is to lose weight rapidly so these people can get weight loss surgery. Amber's not doing that option, so she can lose weight slower, so she can eat these have a higher caloric intake. But still, just think about that. Those are deficits for her.
Or near the 3000s because I have such a messed up metabolism due to like yo-yo dieting. Plus, I went through menopause at the age of like 30. Like, are we joking?
No, your metabolism it's probably worse now because you're in menopause. I'll give you that. But your metabolism from yo-yo dieting, yeah, you can have an issue, but to blame it on that, no.
Plus the lymphedema, like I lose weight differently. Like I'm not gonna lose weight the same as another person who weighs the same amount as me. It's like that's
Not many people weigh the same amount as you. Like, I think she has always had this weird idea that she is within a sort of societal majority. Now, obviously in the United States, obesity is a huge problem and a lot of people are overweight, but they are not this type of overweight. Not as much as this. So I don't think she is in the majority. I think she has a very warped idea of where she falls in that.
that's not realistic. That's not reality. We're all different. We all have our own different metabolic rates. So that means I really am just gonna aim for like the lower ball there.
She always talks about metabolic rate and whatnot. She even did calculations before about her metabolic rate, and okay, whatever. But like, you never used it to your advantage to calculate how to deal with your slow metabolism. And also, obviously, because she has lymphedema, there are parts of her body that are just like solid masses, and those are not able to have like weight loss to them. You have to have them surgically removed. So that is a little bit different. But you can still, like, your whole body isn't that. You still need to lose weight if that's what you're choosing. I just wish she would come on here and be like, I don't want to lose weight. Like she did in the beginning with her little April Fool's joke. If she was really honest, that actually, I don't even think that's a joke. I think that's her being honest. I'm not going to lose weight. I'm not going to count calories. I'm just going to live my life the way I want to live it at this size, which if she did that, I would have more respect for her.
I'm going to be aiming for like the 2600. And I know even then that's a little rocky and a little iffy because even at 2600, like there have been times where I would gain weight from that. So,
oh, I do not believe that. Not for a second. Not when you are having 6,000 plus calorie a day diets. No, you've eaten between 6 and 10,000 calories a day. So if you are truly eating 2,600, which I don't think you ever were, maybe for like a day or two, but there's no way that you have ever stuck with that. If you were truly eating 2,600 a day, you wouldn't be gaining. Nope.
I'm just going to stick to it though. With Noom, they want you to weigh yourself daily because they believe, and they've seen studies, where if you weigh yourself daily, you are more likely to succeed.
No, that's such a bad idea. That's an okay idea for people who don't have an eating disorder. Yeah, you can weigh yourself daily. But people who have struggled with eating disorders or who have like body dysmorphic disorder or are likely to have a binge because they're upset or stressed, that is like the worst idea. And I'm pretty sure that didn't her therapist say not to weigh herself daily, to do it weekly? Someone told her not to do that because it would put her in a bad headspace, and they're absolutely correct. She should not be weighing herself daily because the minute that she sees something that isn't going in the direction she wants it to, she's going to flip out and binge or abandon the diet. That's bad advice.
And I do believe that as well. I also want to talk about something else I said last week when I said I don't have an ideal goal weight, which that still stands. I have no idea what that looks like, but I do want to have like mini goals, something obtainable that I can reach. And
I'm telling you, she's watching. She's a viewer. I said that she shouldn't have that having an ideal body weight would cause her to spiral because if she didn't see it fast enough, then she would just give up. but she should have goals. Like, she should have higher goals to meet. Wow. Amazing.
They're not like these gigantic goals, because then I feel overwhelmed and I give up, etc., etc. So as you guys know, my highest weight is 572.4. So regardless of when that happened, it doesn't matter, but I think it would be a cool concept to like lose 100 pounds from that point. So my first mini goal is simply just be 472.4. So it's just 100 pounds away from that point. So then once I reach that goal, I will then create another small goal. So speaking of goals,
But like, okay, hold on. I'll talk about it in a second.
so for the 2 goals that I had last week.
Oh, I don't care. So anyways, spoiler alert, she does her weigh-in and she weighs even more. And for her to say that she wants to be 472.4, it's a lot of weight that she has to lose. It's like 50 pounds she has to lose. And that's a big goal. When people say you should make smaller, obtainable goals, you should hit 10 pounds in a week before you think about 50 pounds. Like, I guess she's just doing it in general. There's no like end date for that. So I guess it could technically work out, but like maybe aim lower. That sounds so awful, but when it comes to people who are constantly failing at these things, you need to have very, very easy and obtainable goals. Even 5 pounds a week. That would be very easily, you could very easily get that goal, because if you stuck to 2,600 calories a day, even if you did like 3,000 calories a day, you would probably be shedding weight. So you would need to have a smaller goal, and there needs to be some sort of definition to it, because you can say, oh, I want to lose like 50 pounds, but what is the end? At the end of the month, at the end of 6 months, at the end of a year, 2 years? Like, how long is this going to go on? Because like you said, you don't have that long. So maybe we speed it up just a little bit.
First one was drink 2 water bottles a day. That was coming from drinking no water at all. Did I do that? My next goal was only order takeout 3 times a week. And that's coming from ordering it like up to 8 to 14 times in a week. Did I do that? So for the 2 water bottles, yes, I did. I drank 2 water bottles every single day. And
So
I'm very
proud of
of that.
you.
Thank you, thank you. I know. Round of applause. Did I succeed in the 3 times takeout though? So on Wednesday, I had Panda Express. That's 1. On Friday, I ordered Hawaiian food. So that's 2. And then
My husband's Hawaiian. Just a little tidbit of information. And also, he like doesn't eat any sort of Hawaiian food. Like, he calls himself pineapple, but he doesn't even eat pineapple. I guess that'd be cannibalism, like he says.
then on Sunday, I ordered sushi. That's 3. I was successful, you guys. I actually freaking did it. Can you?
But like someone pointed out in the comments, you also went to bingo 3 times that week and ate food there 3 times that week. So does that not count as like takeout? You didn't order it technically to your house, but it's still not food you made. So where does that lie?
You believe it? Like, I was shocked. Color me shocked, for real. So I'm actually gonna have 4 goals this week.
Oh,
and that does make me a little
good.
nervous, because even just having 2 goals was hard enough. But it's like, I'm just gonna carry on the 2 goals that I already had. I want to continue having 2 water bottles a day, only order takeout 3 times a week. But now I'm adding on log my calories on Noom every single day, no matter what. Even
She's
if I
gonna
go over,
spiral out with
do not
that.
let that stop me. I want to form that habit. Really
Oh,
bad.
she's
So
not
how
gonna
many
be able
calories,
to
that
do
means I need
that.
to like weigh my food. I need to measure my food, and
She's not going to be able to do that, because you have to do that, like, you have to log stuff with Weight Watchers, and she gave that up so quickly. And she constantly does this thing where she's like, I'm going to weigh my food and I'm going to count all my calories. I'm going to put in MyFitnessPal. Now it's Noom. Like, it's never worked. These things don't work for you, because you literally are self-sabotaging, and also you don't have the self-control to be doing them. No self-control, no self-discipline. That's why people are like, you need to go inpatient, because then someone else will take that control away from you.
I need to like take it more serious and not just like guess, because I do a lot of guessing, which I'm usually pretty accurate. I understand that I'm over 500 pounds, fully aware, but I've been dieting since I was 10 years old. So for 24 years, I have learned so much knowledge. I've done this so many times that it's pretty simple. I know all the tools.
And that's the problem. You've done it so many times, and there is nothing to show for it. Not at all.
I just don't use the tools. I really want to focus like measuring my food, etc., logging it into Noom. Yes. My other goal is I'm going to be doing intermittent fasting. So I like,
Again, a terrible idea. This is a terrible idea. First of all, IF is controversial at best. I've done IF before, and it's like it can work. It totally like depends on the person. And she's done IF before and it hasn't worked for her. I don't understand. I also the other thing with IF, and I've seen like dietitians and nutritionists talk about it before, is that when you are doing this fasting stuff, at the end of it, your body may decide to overcompensate because you haven't been eating. So your body is like, I need to eat more to make up for the loss that you created when you were fasting. And I think the idea with IF is that when you have your meals, you eat like a normal amount. But it's very hard to do that when you don't have self control or self discipline. And like I said, when I was doing it, it's very difficult because you are still very hungry after you eat. And I think the idea is that, oh, your stomach will shrink and you won't need to eat as much, or you'll only be able to eat during those hours and whatever. Didn't work for me because of whatever metabolism I have. And also because I'm prone to like hypoglycemia, it was really hard because I would get really dizzy and tired and feel like I would pass out. So I had to eat something. Yeah, no.
Doing IF, it is very hard because I like to eat in an 8-hour window. So that leaves 16 hours a day where I'm not eating. And it's like, it's great. It's fine when you're sleeping. It's fine. But on average, I only get like 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night. I know that's kind of low for some people. That's just the way my body rolls. Okay.
Not really.
It is hard, but it's also helpful because I know that within those 8 hours, like that is the time that I get to eat my food. So then when I'm out of those hours, I like try so hard to like distract myself.
But see, then when she's in those hours, she just eats whatever the hell she wants. And I know she's saying, oh, I'm going to stick to 2,600 calories. But I believe she's going to be at the end of her fast. And once she breaks it, she's going to just eat and eat and eat for 8 hours. Because her body is going to be screaming at her that she's hungry.
And I don't focus on food as hard because it's like when I get to eat whenever I want, it's like all I do is think about food. But I notice I think about food less when I'm not in an eating window. So since this is a reset.
Oh, I don't believe that.
We're resetting, okay? So my weigh-in for today was 523.8. It's crazy. It's hectic. I have not weighed this much
gained more
in years. I'm super inflamed. I have a lot of inflammation going on.
Oh, no, ma'am. Once again, I am telling you that even if you have swelling and inflammation and a flare up or whatever, it's not like 50 pounds of water weight. You may have 10 pounds. Again, I'll give you that. You would still be 513 pounds. You would still be up from last week. So don't give me this shit of I'm so inflamed. It's all water weight. It's all because of my lymphedema. It's not. You have some. Yes, obviously, we can see it. It's not the entire reason for your weight gain.
I'm swollen. That's just the way, the cookie crumbles, no pun intended. And I really hope next week I can come on here and be like, you guys,
remember the video?
I was successful at all my goals again. You guys, I lost weight. So we'll see. Wish me luck. I'm going to try my very hardest. I hope that you guys have a good day, a good night, or whenever you are watching this.
Oh,
and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.
So obviously, if people who are uncomfortable in their body and that are heavier want to lose weight, I am in support of that 110%. And I want someone who wants to lose weight and become a healthier weight to do so. But it's tiring when it's the same shit over and over again. We hear the same thing over and over again. We hear the same diets being used, the same methods, the same programs, whatever. It's so enough. So enough. And that's why people gave up on it and are uninterested in this new cycle of yours. Like, no one really cares. People have given up. They're like, okay, sure. Yeah, no, definitely. You're going to do new? Yeah, totally. Why not? It really doesn't make a difference because everyone knows what the outcome is going to be. You're going to come on here and cry once again that you were unsuccessful and that you weren't able to meet your goals, whether that's next week, the week after, the week after that. At some point, you're going to flop again, and we're all going to be like, yep, we knew it. That's why we didn't really care about what was going on. That's going to do it for me for this video. If you have any thoughts or opinions on Amber's reset in her weight loss, starting Noom, intermittent fasting, counting calories, oh God, we are in the cycle again, in the trenches. Leave a comment in the section below. Leave a like if you are so inclined, or a dislike. I don't care either way. You're entitled to your opinion, even if it is wrong. I am out of here. I will see you all in the next one.